Alhamdulillah.
So today is a lovely day. You know, like earlier it was like 32 degrees here, which is kind of unusual for London. So anyway, welcome to Speaker's Corner. I understand is your first time at Speaker's Corner?
First time.
Is it? What is your first, I don't know, your reaction or your understanding? Have you heard of Speaker's Corner before?
No, I don't know what it is.
Oh, you don't know?
I
Okay.
just saw people
So many people from India, when they come here, they might not know what Speaker's Corner is, but it's not just any street, discussion. It's actually a place which is well known to kind of encourage freedom of speech. Yeah. So it's been here for like 200 years, 150 years or something. And people like Karl Marx, Lenin, all these famous people used to come here before to express their freedom of speech, their freedom of expression, and so on. So anyone can come here and speak about anything on any topic. So we see a lot of discussions here on Christianity, is a mainly Christian country, on Islam, on even Judaism, and then we have atheists, we have agnostics, we have even people from different ideologies. But one thing is probably underrepresented here is the Hindu community. So I'm so glad that you came along, and perhaps we could have a good discussion to understand each other about. I'll understand from your faith. You probably will have some questions about
that. Hindu people have a very calm side, and they have a big respect for all the religions, and they're welcome to all people believing in different faiths and letting them live their way.
Yeah, but if that is the case, then they should come here and discuss about this freedom of faith or freedom of expression.
Why should they come and discuss? They practice. They don't need to discuss, my friend. We practice.
No, you don't understand.
120. You see the second largest population in this planet Earth, the country, it's practicing.
Okay,
practicing.
Let me tell you what I meant. You misunderstood. When you have something good, you want to spread it, right?
Yeah.
So when you have a good ideology, a good religion even, then you want to spread it. You don't want to keep it to yourself.
That's how. You're born in Bombay. I was born in Bombay.
Who told you I was born in Bombay? I wasn't.
Sorry?
I wasn't born in Bombay.
You told me you were from Bombay.
No. So just because
from Bombay.
Where my parents come from is irrelevant to what I am. So just because they are there from there doesn't mean I'm born over there. So anyway,
but you look at the country India and you go to different cities in India, you see different communities, Hindu and Muslim people. As per today, if you check the records, if you see what's going on, I agree there have been many riots in the past and in recent times, but still if you see, they still live a lot more peacefully. Like
look,
I grew up.
I'm not saying. I never said. I don't know where you got this idea from.
We don't
say the Hindus are bad. We don't have this kind of prejudice against the Hindus. But what I'm saying is that in order for us to understand each other, we have to sometimes speak to people. Just because you think you're doing everything fine doesn't mean everyone else is. So unless and until we spread peace and harmony by discussing it, which is what I'm actually kind of saying as well, and which is what this particular place here kind of encourages as well.
For required changes and problems. I don't find a problem, and I don't find.
So you really think there is no problem?
Muslim people, they're living happily. They have their own faith. They worship at the masjid. They do their namaz. They do their Jummah namaz, like you do in Hyde Park. You see on the street, Bandra Street. It's a famous place in Bombay called Bandra. Every Friday, you go to South Bombay. You go to Muhammad Ali Road. On the streets, they do the namaz peacefully. And
I never said no.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, look, India.
That's a good example.
First and foremost, you need to realize this. India is actually a secular country. Do you agree? It's not a Hindu country. If you ever read your constitution of India, it doesn't say it's a Hindu country, which menu.
See, the country doesn't represent a religion. The country represents people.
Some do.
Some might be doing. It's okay. It's okay.
Alhamdulillah. Good.
How are you, brother? Thank you. Come join in.
Always love listening to him.
So India itself is not. So when you say the Muslims are practicing freely, the other religions are
practicing freely. The Muslims
that is exactly what the constitution says.
Yeah.
But you see, when you have certain people from the Hindu religion who try to say, okay, you shouldn't pray in this place. You're from Delhi, right?
Bombay.
Oh, Bombay. Okay. So there are certain people, I believe, in the recent past, where they said in Delhi that you can't pray in this place.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Because if you get onto the street,
No, it wasn't on the street. They had a special place where they used to pray
Maybe
for
that's
many
not-
years.
Yeah, yeah.
For many years. So this group of Hindus who are, I think, fanatics, and I'm not saying all Hindus are like that. Definitely, we have fanatics in all communities. Okay, but what I'm saying is that when they come and go against the constitution and start saying that you cannot practice your religion freely in India, in this particular place, then they are actually going against the constitution itself. Do you agree with that?
Do you agree with the fact of that you can practice your namaz anywhere, maybe here, maybe there, if a problem is there that someone doesn't want you to practice a particular thing on that particular, just the spot. You know,
Yeah.
India is a big country, Bombay is a big city, Delhi is a big city. If some person with some low level of thinking wants people not to practice just on that spot,
Yeah.
is it a big deal?
So who is right?
Is it a big deal?
Actually, it is for those people who have been.
See,
If you ask me a question, allow me to finish, brother.
You can finish. You can worship your God just at that spot. Okay, if I don't worship here, I go there and I worship. Will God not accept my prayers?
Okay, let me answer that. Let me answer that. You know Ram Janmabhoomi? Yes?
It's somewhere in North India.
Well, it's in UP, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Uttar Pradesh, North India.
So why did the Hindus demand that this mosque be broken down and we have to pray here, we have to rebuild our temple here? Because by some, I don't know, allegation that they have that Ram was actually born in there, and no one has any evidence of that. Wait. You said they could pray anywhere.
Ram not having a fact, but it was a temple before Ayodhya.
Yeah, where's the evidence for that?
Yeah.
Where's the evidence for that?
See, Hinduism is an older religion than.
But earlier you said they could pray anywhere. So why didn't these Hindus who broke down the masjid, yes, could have prayed somewhere else? Why did they create a riot? Why did hundreds of people died because of that?
How old is your religion?
How old? Why does it matter?
I'm asking you a question. A question cannot see. You ask me a question, I ask you a question.
Bear that in mind, okay?
Yeah.
My religion has been there before the first man, Islam. How old do you think it was? Because many people think that Islam only started with Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in the 7th century or the 6th century. It didn't, no. We believe that anyone who submits to one God, yes,
See, according
without
to my
associating
knowledge,
partners, is a Muslim.
I have heard from Muslims saying Islam was the last evolved religion. Like we have the three Abrahamic religions. It's called Abrahamic or Abrahamic. Abrahamic religion. That is a Judaism, is a Christianity, and the last is the.
These are not three religions. As Muslims, we believe the Abrahamic faith, yes, is actually one religion, but it was then the people, they changed the scriptures, and hence it became different religions. They went away from the original teaching, which God always maintained with all the prophets, that you should worship none other but one true God. Yes, and we believe that the prophets came even to India. We believe that the prophets and messengers came to all nations, as it says in the Quran. But then the people changed that message, the true message, over time.
If we fight that.
How old is Hinduism, by the way?
You tell me that.
The prayer, by the way. You can pray anywhere. What was the head of?
Yeah.
Just a second. If you tell me, okay, Prophet was present in India, does it have any evidence?
No, prophets.
Yeah, they
Prophets
visited
and
India.
message, because the
they
prophet.
visit India.
Yeah.
Does it have any
Okay,
evidence?
do you have any evidence for Ram or Krishna ever existing?
No.
Exactly, but you believe in it. Similarly, we believe in the Quran.
People following the Hindu religion believe that thing happened.
Yeah, based on what evidence?
Yeah, on none evidence, but based on.
How old is?
Just a second.
Yeah.
Based on their ancestors.
Okay.
This is what they got to know from their ancestors. You have camera today.
Yeah.
1,000 years ago, we did not have camera.
But they wrote it down.
It was difficult.
They wrote down things.
They wrote down things,
Yeah.
but
Do you have any written evidence?
Gentlemen, I can get you a book. Yeah, you get to the lab. They say, okay,
Nice
this
Quran,
is-
by the way.
Yeah, I respect the book. It's
Alhamdulillah,
okay. Your practitioner, he gave me, I take it, I accept it.
Good, yes.
That's Hinduism.
Yeah.
I might not.
You think we won't accept it? We have read the Bible, we have read the Bhagavad Gita, we have read other religions.
Okay,
So
lovely.
don't think the Hindus are the only ones who have a monopoly on this.
See, it's not about doing the monopoly. I belong to that group. My religion people belong to that group. You come, you join that group.
Good. So
You come and join the group of being secular. It's not a monopoly.
No, it's not about being secular. Secular is very different to being religious. You need to understand this, okay? Because when you are a Hindu, do you practice Hinduism or are you just a secular Hindu? Which one are you?
You can maybe call me a secular Hindu.
Maybe I don't know you, so you have to tell me.
Yeah, maybe you can call.
So do you not practice your religion?
I practice my religion.
Okay, so you're not really secular in that sense.
I understand religion is about being human. You go with any religion, maybe it's Islam, maybe Christian, maybe he's Jewish, maybe he's Hindu. First, you have to be a good human being. You have to be disciplined. The thing that why people go 5 times is to have some discipline in life.
What does it mean to be a good?
Keep your mind stable, to keep yourself away from bad thoughts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the purpose of having a religion.
What is your understanding?
Of having a religion, the purpose of having a religion is to keep a human disciplined enough to not have bad thoughts in mind, to not do bad deeds.
Okay, what is it? That's exactly what I'm trying to understand.
Yeah.
When you say not doing bad, not doing evil, not doing anything, but do good. Let me ask you something.
See, everybody has a different.
My friend, let me finish my statement.
Definition of being good or being bad.
Yeah.
I'm answering your question.
No, but I haven't asked you a question. I was making a statement. You cut me in.
Tell me how is good, how is bad.
No. I said this is what your understanding is. Now let me respond completely before you continue, because it's good to have a two-way discussion rather than have a monologue. Okay, so let's have a dialogue where two people interact. Okay, when you say good, okay, you're talking about morals, I'm assuming. Yes. Now, when you say morals for everyone. If you talk about secular people, they have different morals to those people who are firm on their belief. For example, that's the Quran. Yes, at least it's the translation of the Quran. Now, we as Muslims, we believe our morals are objective in the sense that we follow the morals that were sanctioned or they were revealed by God to the messengers, and then we follow that based on what God told us. We don't just say, okay, what we feel good is something we consider to be what we have to practice. Some people, what you consider as good, they might consider as bad, and vice versa. You see what I mean? So there has to be someone who has to lay down the rules, that this is the rule and you cannot divert from it. Yes, because when you talk about good and bad, about morals, they can be subjective. See what I mean? So we need to distinguish between subjective morality and objective morality. Do you make this distinction? Let me give you an example.
Okay, you continue with an example.
Do you believe that any war is justified? Killing anyone, is it justified in the context of war?
It cannot be justified in any religion, in any context.
Have you read the Mahabharata? The whole thing is about war.
Yeah.
Yes? If it's not justified, why did it mention Krishna tells Arjuna that it is his dharma to kill his own cousins? If it was wrong and unjustified, this teaching wouldn't be in Hinduism, would it?
I never read that.
Exactly.
Neither my parents read that.
I wouldn't be
Neither
surprised.
their parents read
My friend, I'm not surprised at all. Most Hindus don't read the scriptures.
Yeah.
So when they give such advice like the way you did, everyone should live in peace and harmony. Yes. What you're doing is you're actually divorcing your own morality from your books.
How am I divorcing my own morality?
From your books, I'm saying, from your scriptures.
So, okay, tell me about Krishna. Why did he fight? You have you have knowledge about more than me.
So have you read the Gita?
You possess more knowledge. I never read the book Gita.
Okay, you never read any Hindu scriptures?
Never read Hindu scripture.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have much knowledge in that case, because
I don't have knowledge
the
of
Bhagavad Gita,
what's in the book. I don't have enough knowledge of what's in the book, but you have more.
Reading the book, you mean?
Yeah. What's inside the book, you have knowledge because you have read and gone through and have made some research.
And that's the reason when you come to Speaker's Corner and you try to portray Hinduism as a peaceful religion.
I never portrayed Hinduism as a peaceful religion.
I think at the beginning you did. You said it was a very peaceful religion. They respect everyone.
Yeah.
They did all this. But then you haven't read your own scriptures.
See, there is no evidence of the scriptures being truth or false. There is no evidence. You know.
If there is no evidence, then why you follow it? Not you personally.
Follows?
I'm talking about the Hindus who do.
Krishna fight. Do I have a sword with me? Do I have a bow and arrow with me?
Did I say that?
Anywhere in no. You say Krishna fight with a bow and arrow. He shoot his own cousin. Do I
Not
have
Krishna,
any?
Arjuna.
I don't know, my friend.
Have you never read any of your Hindu scriptures?
Why do I need to read a book to be a good human?
Oh, I see. This
I
is.
learned from my parents how to be a good human.
No need to
how
shout. Calm down. We don't need to shout. Okay,
good
my friend. Remember earlier I told you the distinction between
it's not about
objectivity and subjectivity.
If you feel I'm loud, you can be polite and ask me to lower down my voice.
Yeah, but if you
everybody speaks at a different decibel, and we are not here to discuss about the decibel. You just tell me lower your voice, I lower it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's lower it, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay, please. All I'm saying is let's have a discussion which is productive and which we don't get personal.
Yeah.
We don't need to get emotional about everything.
I am not even. You talk about my gods. I'm very happy. Talk about my.
Let me finish.
I'm very happy.
Let me finish. So sometimes when discussing religions, the emotions come out. It's natural.
It's okay.
It's natural.
We are humans. We have emotions.
Of course, yes. And because we are humans and because we have emotions, now do you understand that different people have different moral values? Remember, I asked you, can any war be
I know
justified?
I have a few moral values.
Yeah.
I know my friend, he has a few moral values which are different from mine.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
By the way, I believe there are certain wars which can be justified. For example, if somebody is oppressing someone, I'll give you the example of, say, the example of Kuwait and Iraq, the Iraq War, the first Iraq War. Do you remember?
I have no clue.
Yeah.
I don't remember. When did it happen?
In the 90s.
Early 90s.
Yeah, early 90s.
I was not there.
I know you were not there. That's why I'm telling you. But you know, I wasn't there during the time of Krishna, but I know the history.
Lovely.
It's just doesn't mean you have to be there. That's all.
So ask me,
because you.
So I thought maybe.
No, remember means from history lessons. Have you not read this in history lessons? Okay, maybe you didn't. Fair enough. What I'm saying is that when there is an oppression happening, okay, when a strong country oppresses a weaker one and takes over by force, yes, whether it's Muslim, non-Muslim, doesn't matter. What we are taught in Islam is that we should stand up against oppression, yes, and this goes with, like I said, regardless of your religion. And there are certain wars where you have to go to war when you are being oppressed by a weaker country. Another stronger country, when you're oppressed by a stronger country, another stronger country can intervene and overpower that oppressor. Like we saw in Europe in the case of Hitler. Yes, Hitler came. Do you know the history of Europe about Hitler and the Nazis and
Big
so on?
guy, fight with small guy.
Yeah, oppressor against oppression. Yeah.
I just basic language. I use basic words.
Yeah.
Big guy fight with small guy.
Yeah.
He tries to oppress him.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. In case like you give example of Kuwait. Kuwait is economically more powerful.
Yeah.
Iraq is not that powerful. Iraq doesn't have enough resources.
Well, Iraq had quite a lot of oil, but that's a different matter.
Yeah. When in comparison to Kuwait, they might not be economically that stable.
Yeah. Kuwait is a small country, so they are more.
Yeah. But Kuwait has a better influence. They are more rich.
But how does that differ with the oppression?
Yeah. So
whether you're economically well off, if somebody oppresses you, that's oppression, regardless of how rich or how poor they are.
Kuwait oppress Iraq.
No, the other way around.
Iraq oppressed Kuwait.
Yes, Iraq annexed Kuwait as their country. This belongs to us.
As a territory, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is like taking a sovereign country by force. And this happened, like I said, it happened during the First World War, where there were countries who took
if at that time Iraq annexed Kuwait.
Yeah.
So did the people of Kuwait change their beliefs?
No, it's not about changing. It's about the world. They got together and they removed Saddam and his army from Kuwait. Okay, because this was oppression. So everyone agrees to that when there is oppression, you can remove that person by force, in which war was used. So you know, the point here I'm making is that when you said war is wrong in any context, I'm saying no, it's not. There are certain contexts when war is the only justified way of basically establishing justice. Yes? Do you agree?
I don't have knowledge about Iraq and Kuwait.
No, it doesn't have to be Iraq and Kuwait. It can be any country.
Yeah.
When there is oppression, and when the only way you can get rid of that oppression is using war. For example, Hitler, during the World War.
For example, Arjuna.
Yeah, Arjuna. But you don't even know the story, so I don't know how to tell you.
He killed his cousin.
Yeah, the Pandavas and who were the others?
You possess more knowledge. I don't know.
It's a simple question, really. That if the big guy, or if any guy, is attacking someone else for no reason, can they defend themselves and have a war?
Yeah. So it was the Pandavas and the Kauravas. The Kauravas were the bad guys. The Pandavas were the good guys. Okay. But you know, there is like I said, this is from the Itihasa, from the history of India and Hinduism, where they did go to war for a just cause. So when there is a just cause, then war is is justified. Yeah. So because you come from, I now believe you come from a secular understanding, because you haven't actually read your scriptures. So your basis is more, your morality is more like what you see around the world. So tomorrow, if in the world, when it becomes something which you consider to be wrong now, most of the people now agree with, you will be okay with that as well. You might change your morality depending on what is in fashion at present in the community. And this is how most people who are secular, liberal in their thinking, they go about that.
I have a set of people in my country
Where did this come from?
who have done some practices and possess some knowledge of predicting the future, and they can tell better that tomorrow after a few years, when things change, I might accept it or I won't. Yeah, but I won't be the best person to tell that I would expect it or yeah.
So what is your understanding about God? Do you believe in God or you don't?
I believe in God that some is a maybe it could be a form of energy, maybe it could be a form of element, maybe it called a celestial body. I'm not sure because I don't possess a knowledge. But I think there is some science behind that, and that something is running around these things. This is how the earth is revolving.
Yeah.
The trees grow, the rains, there's weather, there is a solar system. So there is some form of energy.
Have you not looked into it?
Oh, boss, that is out of my reach.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Look, you got the Quran there. If you wanted, you could read it. You got your own scriptures. If you wanted, you could read them. Not out of your reach. The only, like they say, in the age of information, yes, ignorance is a choice. So if you decide to remain ignorant, that's entirely up to you.
Ignorance is a choice,
Yeah.
or is on low priority on my list. It's not.
Which one is it?
It's not I'm ignoring, but it's in this current world and this fast-moving time.
Yeah.
There are a lot more things which are on high priority
Exactly.
on my books.
Yeah. So what you said earlier was wrong when you said it's out of your reach. It's not out of your reach. It's just that you don't have the priority to seek God.
See, I have not practiced that thing.
Yeah.
Is on a low priority. I cannot say is in my reach or is in my reach because I have never evolved that practice can be done by me or cannot.
Fair enough.
If I have never rode this bike,
Yeah.
I cannot say I can or I cannot. I cannot justify myself.
Okay.
I can say in overconfidence, okay, I can ride this. I can ride the aeroplane.
Right.
But if I have no knowledge and I have never practiced,
Then you shouldn't, yeah.
yeah.
But that doesn't mean you can't learn to fly a plane if you wanted to.
Yeah,
See what I mean? So it's all
I can't even fly.
Yeah.
But that's on low priority.
like in English
Yeah,
they
I won't practice flying.
Yeah, like in English they say, where there's a will, there's a way. So as you said correctly, it is what you prioritize in life.
Yeah.
So maybe God is not a priority in your life. Hence you never sought to seek God.
See, you call God, you call Allah.
Yeah.
I believe in humans. I believe.
But humans are not God. Humans are creation of God.
No. I help humans every day, every morning. I try. I walk on the street. I help my friends.
Do you know helping other humans is part of our religion?
It's part of many religions.
Charity is a huge part of
Zakat
Islam.
is part of
No, not
religion.
zakat. Zakat's for the Muslims, but giving charity, just regardless of who they are.
It's a basic practice in many
Yeah.
religions. You see Hinduism. I have no knowledge about Judaism. I have seen Christian people. They also have a method.
In this country, which is largely a Christian country,
totally, yeah.
over here, who pays or who gives the most charity? Guess. Which community gives the most charity?
I'll tell you the best thing. There's a proverb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Muslims do actually.
There's
The
a
Muslims
proverb
give the most charity
that
in this
I've learned
country.
from my elders. Yeah, they say neki kar darya mein dal, which means do good and put in the river. Don't count it. If you're counting, okay, the Muslims might be doing very good, and I appreciate, and I am thankful to all of them. I am thankful for the community. They might be doing for their people. They might be doing for Christian people. They might be doing for people irrespective of their religion.
No, in
But
Islam.
I would respect. If you agree that is it a good thing to just count your charity?
It's not about counting. Hear me out first. In Islam,
You told you
my
have
friend,
a
let me finish.
comparison that Muslim. Now let me also finish
But
sometime. Let me also finish sometime.
I think you finish all the time. Okay,
Yeah.
go on. Finish what you want to say.
Yeah. So when you say that Muslim people are the
Yeah.
people doing the most of the charity in this country,
Yes.
that means you are having some count. That means even Christian people are doing, even other people are doing of any religion, but you are counting that Muslim as doing the maximum.
Yeah, that's your assumption.
You're keeping account.
Let me tell you why you're assuming and why it is wrong. Okay, so hear me
I'm
out.
not assuming, it's your statement right now. You tell me
My
Muslims
friend,
do a lot of charity.
Hear me out
Maximum.
first. Hear me out. Calm down.
Yeah, I'm calm.
Calm down. How do I know this? How do I know the Muslims are the ones who give the most charity? Did I go and count every Muslim? How much charity they give? No. The reason we know this is because this is what the media in this country, who are Muslim, non-Muslims, they reported it. So BBC reported this, Yeah, I think David Cameron was the prime minister at that time, and he was,
So
I
what is
think.
your motto now?
Can I finish? I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not about motto. It's just telling you why I brought this up. Okay?
Yeah, you just
For you.
BBC.
Oh my God! Let me finish.
Okay, finish.
Calm
it.
down.
Yeah.
The reason I mention this is because when you give charity, in Islam we say that you give charity with the right hand, don't let the left hand know.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So which is kind of way, you don't have to boast about it.
Yeah.
However, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't encourage other people to give charity in this case, which is quite a good thing. Yeah, Jazakallah khair. You want some water?
You have first. Then.
No, it's okay, I got some. All right. Thank you, I got some.
Thank you.
Right. So that's charity, by the way, as well. Not counting it, but it's good to encourage other people to be charitable. That way, the people who really are needy, they will benefit the most. There's nothing wrong in that. As long as, you know, in Islam, we believe one thing, which is the most important thing is your intention. Yes? The first hadith in Bukhari, which is the collection of hadiths, authentic hadiths, Sahih al-Bukhari, it says, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالَ بِالنِّيَّةِ. Yes? That your deeds are judged by your intentions. So if your intention is to show off, then it will count against you. But if your intention is to encourage other people to give charity, then it will be counting for you. For everyone who gives charity, you will also benefit from the reward. So this is how generous Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. So anyway, let's go back to the question. You said you do not prioritize God. What if I told you that one day, you want to say something? Yeah, go ahead.
Want to talk? Just 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
My understanding is now,
Yeah.
sometimes we should just stop discussing and start practicing.
Of course.
A friend of yours just offered me water.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a chain cycle going. You told me he did a good job. He did charity.
Yeah.
I was well enough. I could have bought the water, but he saw my thirst.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw his kindness, his gratitude, and I saw even if no matter of his race, his religion, I should accept it.
Yeah.
As an honor.
Which is exactly what I said.
Someone
Yeah.
is trying to do, and I should accept it as an honor.
Yes.
That it's not that I'm not communicating. I cannot buy water. It's just I need it right now, and he was there to help.
Yeah. What's the
Yeah.
point you're making?
Yeah, you get my point.
I just explained the same thing to you. If your intention is good,
भाई बोलने
regardless
दो
of.
जनाब अली मैंने अभी बोला आपको बोलने दो या तो आप बोलने दो या तो आप बोल लो आपने मेरे को 40 बार बोल दिया बोलने दे मैं बोल रहा हूँ तो आप बोलते हो बीच में
Go ahead and speak. Calm down, man. Calm down.
काम ही हूँ
Just a
मैं।
dialogue.
काम ही हो तो आप काम नहीं
Cool
हो रहे
down.
हो, काम
Take
आप
some
नहीं हो
water.
रहे हो। जनाब अली आप काम नहीं हो रहे हो मैं तो बड़ा काम हूँ
Okay. What is it you're objecting to? What is it you want to say further? Go on. I thought you finished. That's why I continued. What is it you want to
अभी
say?
लिंक तोड़ दी बट फिर से बोलूँगा
You forgot or you?
It's not that I forgot but I forget sometimes.
Okay. What is it you wanted to say?
I just wanted to say
What?
instead of keeping on discussing, we make a fundamental thing that every time we discuss about anything, we start practicing.
Yeah. This is a practical thing which the brother showed you.
Yeah.
What is the point?
I am a part of your cycle. For that, I don't need to accept your religion.
Why did you bring religion in? Now we are not discussing religion right now.
You told me about religion, I got religion.
I asked you about God. We have already established your priority is not God, so it's not religion then.
My priority is not God.
It's not. That's what you told us.
Yeah.
Unless you change your
My
mind.
priority is not about finding and making a research on what God is, how God is, where God is.
It's not about research, my friend. When your priority is, if you believe in God, then do you not seek the one who created you, the one who maintains you? No. How do you think this universe came into being?
Why should I seek Him? I know that He is giving me a role and I'm doing it. I'm doing it very well.
How do you know He's given you a role? You haven't read any books. How do you know that?
My friend, even if I read some books, I'm 100% sure.
No, you said He's given you a role.
There cannot be any evidence of Him and me being in touch.
I'm going based on your claim. You said He gave you a role. Okay, so where is this role given to you?
He gave me a role.
Yeah, where is this? Where did you get this? What is the source of this information?
My intuitions,
Could your intuitions be wrong?
100%.
Okay, so why would you
But
stand?
it's right because I and you both are here. I could have took the train. I walked 2 miles to there with an intuition.
What was your intuition?
Yeah, I don't know. I just told the walk. Okay.
If I walk 2 miles, my intention is probably to lose weight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
So let me ask you once
I
again.
walked 2 miles.
If God has given you a role, look, I'm saying God has given me as a Muslim a role, and my Our role is mentioned here in the Quran. You said
Just tell me, I cannot read books.
no, no.
If I would
In
have
fact,
read books,
I encourage you to read books.
I would become a scientist, but I don't want to be. I don't want to read.
So why are you
I
making?
respect your book, but I
That's
don't
fine.
read any-
Why are you making a claim which you're not sure about?
Which claim did I make?
That God gave you a role.
Since I have a subscription, which claim did I make, my friend?
You just said God gave you the role. Wasn't that your claim?
It's not about claim, it's a belief.
It's the same thing, my friend.
No.
So, okay, your belief, what is the source of your belief? You said my intuition.
Yeah, this
So it is not God giving you that.
what I have learned in my life when I grow up. You see,
So it is not God then.
One
Why did
word-
you say God
see,
gave you that that role?
always go to God. A word has a different meaning in every language. You get my point?
The world?
Word, any word,
Any word.
any word has a different meaning in a different language. You know? Yeah.
Carry on, I'm listening.
You get my point? What I'm exactly.
I don't know, but carry
A
on.
word, for example, bottle, in English might have a different meaning, in another language might have a different meaning. You
Yeah.
get my point?
Yeah.
So that's what we have to understand, that when
Have a different meaning. So if I said bottle in English, and I don't know, what's Hindi for bottle?
मेरे को complete करने दो, फिर मेरी बात समझो।
Bartley? Okay. He's saying Bartley. So the meaning is same, but it's a different language.
अरे जनाब, आप मेरी बात अभी भी नहीं समझ रहे हो, मैं की 10 बचा रहा हूँ।
Okay, go on.
Just take a pause for a second.
Sure, no problem. Take your time. Just move the camera this side because we don't want to get a lot of people. No, this side. I'm trying not to get people in the background. Yeah.
Never gonna miss that, boys.
No, this side. This side is plain mostly. Yeah.
Turn this way a bit, boys.
Yeah.
Just turn this way, okay? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
fine.
fine. All right, you ready?
Yeah, Dawah.
Sure. Go ahead.
So, we're talking about my belief. So, when you grow up as a baby, you start to learn a few words.
Yeah.
You don't know the meanings. You first understand the meanings, and you inculcate some value of that word.
Yeah.
For example, a bottle means a bottle for me. Yeah, you start inculcating. So similarly, we inculcate those morals.
Yeah.
Like as we learn from our parents and
Parents
sisters,
and your society,
and
yeah.
society, friends, school. Yeah. In this current world where we live in, when we talk about moral values, do you think any society is teaching people moral values, or maybe is there a percentage, you can say a dominant percentage of teaching them moral values which shouldn't be taught?
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Do you think is there any community or maybe any people from any religion teaching people, teaching kids to fight?
No. Most communities
to create wars.
Yeah.
Or
Most
maybe
communities teach
teaching
good
them-
things.
Teaching them that maybe this particular religion is not good. You see any
I see a lot of people, fanatics.
you see, on
who
a
teach many wrong
on a
things.
personal level, as a parent,
Yeah.
I might teach my kid, but an institution, do they tell that? Does your institution, does your group of Muslim people tell the Hinduism is wrong? Tell the Hinduism is bad? Tell
Well,
the Hindus-
we do say that shirk is wrong. You know what is shirk?
No, I don't know.
Shirk means associating partners with the one true God. So if you say that there are multiple gods, or if you say a particular human is God, then we say that is wrong.
See, I don't say. I say my beliefs says that there were multiple gods.
But what is your belief? You said you haven't read anything.
Hinduism, Sanatan Dharam.
No, but you haven't read anything on it.
That's fine.
What do you mean that's
I
fine?
shouldn't read. Why should I go and read? My parents taught me that's enough.
But could your parents be wrong? Could their parents be wrong? Could your society be wrong?
Somebody founded the plane, the Wright brothers.
And
And so if they would have spent so much time researching on Christianity, they would have never found the plane.
what do you mean? Are you saying, wait, are you saying science is something which is distinct from religion?
I'm telling,
I don't think that's the
time
right
is
thing.
always limited. My father lived for 47 years.
Yeah.
I am living since 24 years. I'm not sure that I have more 23 years or maybe more 50 years.
Okay, let me say something.
I am not sure how many more years
Yeah, come
I
this
have
side
to live.
because I think you're blocking the camera.
And in these many years, I think that in the past few years, what I have learned from my parents, what I listen every day in shorts, and I listen Muslim people, Jewish people, Islamic or say Hindu people, they all have good moral values.
Yeah, but my
So
friend,
irrespective of me believing in any God, I just see.
you know your understanding of good moral values.
Yeah, and I think that's enough for me. So
If you let me finish my sentence.
नहीं, मेरे को finish करना है.
You're
मैं
being
finish करूँगा.
Okay, finish it. Go on.
हाँ.
Yeah, carry on. I'm listening. Carry on.
So I think instead of investing my time in looking in evidences or looking or believing in this book or my Bhagavad Gita and researching into that, there are a lot more prior things for me to do, and I'll end this conversation by that I don't feel that we could make a productive output out of this session.
If we have a dialogue, we can. But if you're going to have a monologue, then you can't. Let me finish.
No. I let it be a monologue. Okay, I'm ending and I'm leaving.
Oh, you don't want to continue? That's fine. Look,
Yeah.
just let me finish with one thing. Earlier you said war was wrong. I made you understand that there are places when it's justified. So your moral understandings can be wrong, but it's just because based on your look, you're doing it again. You're cutting me off.
Wars. Yeah, I'm cutting you off. If we discuss into wars, there are different type of wars. There are few wars in which humans are hurt. There are few wars in humans are not hurt.
You didn't let me finish, did you?
Yeah. So
if you don't want to continue, that's fine.
Irrespective of the war,
That's
I
fine.
say hurting a human with an intention of hurting the human is not right.
Hurting a human who is oppressive is right.
Hurting a human.
That's what Arjuna was taught by Krishna.
With the intention of hurting a human is not right. Hurting a human.
You're not hurting a human just for the sake of it. There's a reason why somebody goes to war.
So what happens is you're not hurting. You are defending.
You don't understand the concept of war, do you?
Yeah.
There are certain times when wars are justified. Okay? It is not a matter of hurting someone or not hurting.
You don't attack,
it's establishing the justice.
When you know if you don't attack, the other person is going to attack you.
Do you not understand about oppression? And oppression, the way to remove an oppressor sometimes, you need war. We have been through this discussion already. You ignored it completely. And you're back to what your moral was earlier, not to harm someone. This no harm principle doesn't work all the time. In fact, sometimes the reason, your body has this ability of pain, yes, is because you will know, for example, when you have a toothache. Imagine you had no pain, yes? When you have a toothache, you will never know. It will decay, it will cause harm to your body. So sometimes pain is necessary. And like I said, when an oppressor oppresses a weaker person, then sometimes you have to remove them by force. And that is the reason many of the wars are justified. Like for example, the Mahabharata, which is one of your major books, Itihasas, which you should go and read sometimes. Well, Hindus. You said your belief is Hinduism. Sanatan Dharma, you said.
It's about the dharam which my parents follow, which my
so it is your
grandparents
belief.
follow, and their parents used to follow the belief. And it's a part of that.
Yeah.
It's not a part.
So why are you opposing them then?
I'm not opposing.
You said you should never go to war. Yeah, but you're opposing them because they are okay with.
If my father did something which was right, I shouldn't repeat it.
Sorry, if your father did something
Which was not right, I shouldn't repeat it.
But according to them, it was right.
Okay, let them believe them right. Okay, I also believe it's right, but I won't do that. I won't go into war.
Okay,
that's my practice.
Perfectly okay, no problem.
It's okay.
But what you don't realize is that what you have just said, you have answered the question which I asked you earlier. That what do you think about morality is based on your own whims and desires. Because you kept saying, it is what I feel. It is, forget about my parents, forget about X, Y, and Z, forget about society. So it's what you feel. But you also agreed earlier that you could be wrong, and you said 100%. So your morals are based on your emotions, not rationality.
How there's no rationality?
Okay.
If you did a mistake, will you want your son to do the same mistake?
No, you're missing the point again about the just war. I told you there are wars which are justified, but you're saying no, I feel it is unjustified in all cases. This is your emotion, my friend. Nothing to do.
Emotion.
Okay, when Hitler came to attack Britain, should Britain attack back or should they just stay calm?
But they should defend themselves for sure.
So you agree with violence then?
War is okay then.
Exactly. You see, you have gone against your own principle now. now.
Whose territory?
Do you not realize
One
how you
second.
contradict yourself?
Hitler came to Britain.
Yeah.
Did Britain go to Germany? No.
During the war, they did, yeah.
Yeah. See, you have to understand. This is Britain. This is Germans.
Yeah.
They come.
Initially, Germany
Their
came.
territory, they come.
Yeah.
A group of people from a different territory come inside and attack your territory. Definitely, you should defend yourself.
War is okay.
So you okay? Are you now saying in certain cases it's okay to go to war? Have
Not
you
in
changed your
certain
principles?
cases. In a case of defense, in a case of defending yourself,
But that wasn't your earlier statement. Earlier you said in all cases it's wrong.
you don't have an intention to harm the human. Germany had an intention to harm and capture their territory.
Yeah.
Britain did not have an intention to capture Germany.
Well, they captured India, but that's different.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, by the way,
when talking about Germany and Britain, we don't get India in this side, and we don't talk about India
but
being
now-
a British colony, and we talk about the fact that.
But now you're
Britain
agreeing with
was
me.
defending themselves.
you're
and
shouting
not
again.
trying to-
Calm down. You're shouting again.
Not trying,
No
not
need
trying to capture Germany.
In fact, you're now agreeing with me. Do you realize that?
I'm agreeing with the fact that
certain wars are justified.
defending themselves and not
Yeah.
capturing Germany is justified. But Germany capturing Britain is not justified.
Thank you for
attacking.
finally agreeing with me.
I'm
all the-
agreeing with the fact. I'm not agreeing with you.
You know,
gentlemen.
go and watch this video on DawahWise. Have you made a U-turn
I
in
don't have
your
enough time.
principle?
Take care.
No problem. Take care. So yeah, this is what happens. You know, when you base your entire life on your own emotions, this is what you get. Yes, you make U-turns, you have contradictions, you agree with when you feel like, you disagree when you feel like. It's all based on your own emotions. And this is exactly where the principle that a religion which believes in oneness of God and this one God who is your creator, who has given you the rights and the wrongs, who has dictated to you what is right and what is wrong, and he told you and sanctioned for you the halal and the haram, then you know exactly where you stand. You're firm on that, on your deen then, on your belief. Otherwise you'll be like the shifting sand, like this gentleman over here. He thinks he's a very nice guy living in a community where everything is hunky-dory, you know, where you have no oppositions. But the real world is not like that. He's a young man, he's at 23 years old or something, and I totally agree that he hasn't experienced much of the world. But the reality is very different to what he thinks. There are oppressors in this world, there is good and evil in this world. You cannot go about your life expecting everyone to be nice with you. Yes, ideally that would be perfect. And that is the reason we don't have that here, we have that in Jannah. So the Jannah, which we believe is the paradise, which every Muslim will go to inshallah one day, no doubt. And we believe, I wanted to speak to him about God, but he said that is not his priority, so I didn't pursue it much. But I wanted to speak to him about the life after death. The life after death, we all know one day we are going to die. Whether you're a Hindu, Christian, Jew, Muslim, doesn't matter. Every individual, whether they believe in God or they disbelieve in God, one day death is certain. The only thing certain in your life now, yes, with all these different ideologies, they all believe that one day they're going to die. Doesn't matter what they believe in. So yes, when you die, what is going to become of you? And this is where the Muslims, we believe that we have to prepare for the next life, because this life is a test for us. So we prepare in this life with the belief that God is able to communicate with us, and He has given us a book, a revelation from which we understand what He expects of us and what is a good thing and what is a bad thing. We don't believe that good and evil or good and bad is based completely on our emotions. As our mood changes, our emotions change, and so does our beliefs and ideologies. No, it's not like that. We are firm on our faith, firm on our deen, because we believe the Creator knows what is best for us. So whatever He has told us, whatever is revealed to us, it is something which the best recipe, it is the best in terms of practice, because that will give you success, not just basing it on our whims and desires. And unfortunately, many of our Hindu friends, they don't study the religion. They base it entirely on their own emotions, on their own whims and desires. And this is what we get at the end, yeah? They would go against their own principles within the same discussion within half an hour. And it's something something that which is unfortunate, but we pray and we hope that Allah gives them hidayah and that they will make it a priority to understand and to learn about God if they really want to help humanity. This is the way. If you know God, He'll tell you what is best for you as an individual and as a society both. Yes, and that's the reason everything which Allah has made haram in the Quran, for example, drinking alcohol, drugs, fornication, adultery, telling lies, all these things are forbidden in Islam for a reason. Yes, it's not because some people when they tell a lie they'll feel good. Some people drink alcohol, they feel good. So it's not that. Allah says it's haram, it's forbidden. He nips it in the bud. So even though there might be some good in the alcohol, the harm outweighs the good by far. And we have research from scientists who actually have concluded this, and they have concluded that even a small quantity is something which is bad for you. Alhamdulillah, which is perfectly in line with what the Quran is. The Quran made it forbidden for a specific reason. Because today we have so many families that break up because of this so-called intoxication. This addiction of theirs is fed by the governments here because they have to line their own pockets. So they are not really looking out for the benefit of you as a human being or a good cause in terms of your health. They're getting a lot of revenue from this, and for them it is ideal to have a lot of advertisement saying, okay, this drink is good for you, but when Christmas comes they say don't drink and drive. Yes, but within half an hour the same television channel will give you an advertisement about alcohol. This is the hypocrisy we see in the world that we live in today. What Allah tells you, what God Almighty tells you is good for you as an individual, as good for your family, good for the society as a whole. And that is the reason what is forbidden is for a good cause, nothing to do with lining like the government where it lines its pockets or something like that. Alhamdulillah, we pray that Allah gives us and gives everyone hidayah to seek out the truth and to know God. Read the Quran, and inshallah, if you have questions, come and discuss with us. We have live streams. We discuss with Hindus, with Christians, with atheists on our channel on DawahWise. I think most of our live streams are on Thursdays at 5 p.m. UK and 9:30 p.m. India time. So please join our live streams if you guys want to have a discussion, want to have a dialogue which is rational. Try to have the courage to come and discuss openly about your faith, and we are more than willing to listen to you guys. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.